Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and you guys have been telling me it's time to reveal someone. It's been 2 weeks since you've done so. So who are we going to reveal? Well, I asked you guys and you guys voted. You said Gargoyle. Because really we see the scroll next week and we won't see the Gargoyle until episode 10. Yeah, several weeks from now. So let's go ahead, break down all of the clues, listen to the pitch correct audio, make our guess, connect the clues, and then see if you agree. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. So we just had episode 4 of season 9. We're getting ready for episode 5. And in the meanwhile, we had 3 really great costumes last week. We had the wolf, which wound up being Micheal Bolton. We had the squirrel, and now we have the gargoyle. In the end, Gargoyle got saved, thank goodness, from Jetty, who hit the bell, which means he goes and now fights with Medusa and whoever's going to win in Group C, or going to get the bell rung on them in Group C. There aren't really many clues for this character. I know you guys like doing this to me. You know, I usually like to wait until you get 2 weeks of clues for each character before we really start guessing people, because it's kind of hard when you just have 1 week of clues, though. Micheal Bolton's clue package last week, come on. Could that be any easier? It was so easy, I was even screaming at the TV but power of love. There's so many clues that kind of spat out. I mean, even you guys in the Masked Singer pre-show live stream at 7 p.m. before every single live stream or every single show, you guys even said, that's Micheal Bolton. So let's see if you guys are right with the Gargoyle. So with the Gargoyle, once again, 1 clue package, not many things to go over, so let's go over what we can go over. In his clue package, this is what he said. From the time I was 6, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a superhero. But while my peers all seemed to fly, I was always stuck on the sideline. Until my dad gave me a piece of advice. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do something. Actually, really good advice right there. He made me believe I could do anything. And it became my superpower. So when the call finally came for a hero, I put my cape on and shocked millions with how hard I slay. So he used to slay, which means he's younger. He's under 30. Visual clues, we saw I Love LA in a jukebox. We got dad advice, we saw dad giving advice. Video games, I think that was an Xbox. I don't really have video games here. I don't have time for that. We have hot sauce / taco. Then we saw a credit card that said Masked Express charge card, which is an interesting clue because no one calls them a charge card. Maybe the younger generation doesn't know, but the debit card or even Mac cards, yeah, I know, we're using old terms here. There are many things you can call a debit card or credit card. Most importantly, when you're using a credit card, you're charging an account. Another phrase we don't really use anymore. So when you're charging your account or charging your card, you would call it essentially a charge card. I think you learned something new, those born after 2005. So those were really good clues. The only other clue we really had was that Zach Levi and Helen Mirren came out and they gave the clue record maker. Those are the clues. There's not really a lot to go on, but we do have the pitch correct audio. For those who don't know, every single week the Masked Singer gives us these clue packages, and in those clue packages is the real celebrity speaking. But Fox is smart. They're like, you know what, guys? We can't let them hear the real voice. So what do? We take the audio and we slow it down, or we pitch it up, or we do this and that. That way it doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound like a regular person. So they use that audio in those clue packages. Now, I'm an executive audio producer in New York City, where it's my job to make audio sound good. In the case of The Masked Singer, it is pretty much taking their audio and making it sound normal again. And so, I'm going to go ahead and play for you the original audio they gave us, and then our audio. Take a listen.
From the time I was 6, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a superhero.
From the time I was 6, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a superhero. But while my peers all seemed to fly, I was always stuck on the sideline.
So do you know who that is? Do you know who it is? Huh? Ready? Keenan Allen. It's him. And let's go ahead, before we answer all the clues, Let's compare the singing voice and the pitch correct audio. Take a listen.
From the time I was 6, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a superhero. But while my peers all seemed to fly, I was always stuck on the sideline.
What you doing? They had their best guy on them, following them all day, and he
I'll be there to save the day. 'Cause you don't even think the same no more.
In a way, it does sound like him, though sometimes he does speak in a higher voice. So maybe it's a little off, like a hair, but to me, it sounds like him. Now let's answer these clues. Starting off, he said that he was, when he was 6, he always wanted to be a superhero, and he was stuck on the sideline. He's been playing sports since he was a young kid. And it's one of those things where he actually did really well when he was young. Like, really, really well. I believe he played, I think it was soccer and football. I believe he played both of those. Now, when it comes to the sidelines, I want to read one thing to you. It says here that due to injury, Allen did not partake in the 2013 NFL Scouting Combine and was forced to hold out on his own tryout, meaning that he was stuck on the sideline because he had an injury. Though he had been touted as a first-round pick, he ended up being passed over for the first 2 rounds and was drafted by the 3rd round by then the San Diego Chargers. So, because before the injury, he was supposed to be like the first draft, got injured, stuck on the sideline, they wound up getting to him later. So, he got passed over because of his injury on the sideline. And his friends, because he did have friends that were picked during that Combine, you see what I mean there? After that, he said his dad gave him advice. I actually tried to find a lot of instances where his father may have given him advice. His stepfather, has an interview. He said his stepfather had taught him maturity and accountability. So I guess in a way, he gave him advice. I know, it kind of works out. Then from there, we saw the visual clues. We saw the I Heart LA, or I Love LA Chargers. We saw a jukebox in a video game, which goes hand in hand because he in Madden, which is a video game, has a ability to do some move called the juke, which is what he's actually done many of times on the field. So jukebox, I Heart LA, kind of all mixes, those 3 mixed to one clue right there. We saw the hot sauce. We know he was on Hot Ones back in November. It was like a partnership between Hot Ones and the Chargers. So he was on there and he actually sang on there. It's actually where the example we gave for singing for this video. We saw the credit card or the charge card. Kind of funny for it. Chargers. You kind of see what they did right there. And then the clue that's called a record maker, which is from Zachary Levi and Hal Marin. Allen set an NFL record in 2017 as the first player to have 3 consecutive games of 10-plus catches and 100-plus receiving yards and at least 1 touchdown. So, record maker. So, let me know in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree? Or if you have any other clues, please let me know. We still have not revealed yet California Rolls, so that one's quite obvious in a way. And Squirrel. Remember, we've got new costumes come on next week. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. See you later. Bye.